Vaishnavamsya Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurvabhistam Sapurakam Guraganarasisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasthaveda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govindabhidam Ujvalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavad Premno Ebijapradam Devam Divyatanum Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chilanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Sarasatanam Varam Mandetam Shubhadam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishwara Sridharam Vanshakopatarubyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanaham Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Madhya-lila, chapter 20. The Lord instructs Sanatan Goswami, and we'll begin with verse number 214. A Krishna Loka Hoy Tribida Prakar Gokulakya Maturakya Darakakya Ar. The planet of Krishna Loka is divided into three sections: Gokula, Mathura, and Dwarka. Mathura te Keshabera Nitya Sanidan Nilachale Purushottama Jagannatha Nam. Lord Keshava eternally resides at Mathura, and Lord Purushottama, known by the name Jagannath, eternally resides at Nilachala. Prayage Madhava Mandare Sri Madhusudana Anandaranye Vasudeva Padmanabha Janardana. At Prayag, the Lord is situated as Bindu Madhava, and at Mandara Parbat, the Lord is known as Madhusudana. Vasudeva, Padmanabha, and Janardan reside at Anandaranya. Vishnu Kanchite, Vishnu Hare Rohe, Mayapure, Aiche Ananana Murti, Brahmanda Bitare. At Vishnu Kanchi, there is Lord Vishnu. At Mayapur, Lord Hari, and throughout the universe, a variety of other forms. Emata Brahmanda Madhye Sabara Parakash Saptadipe Nabakande Jahara Bilas. Within the universe, the Lord is situated in different spiritual manifestations. These are situated on 7 islands in 9 sections. Thus, their pastimes are going on. The 7 islands are mentioned in the Siddhanta Shiromani. Bhumira Ardam Kiras Sindur Udakastam Jambudipam Prahur Acharya Bharyaha Arden Yasmin Deepa Shatkashya Yamye Kara Kirodi Ambudi Nam Niveshaha Shakam Tatam Shalamalam Atrakosham Kroncham Cha Gomedaka Pushkare Cha Dvayor Antaram ekam samudrayor deepam udaharanti. I'm going to just mention from the previous verse, it says, all these forms are Murti forms, and they are worshipped in the temples. Okay? The 7 islands, Dvipas, are known as Jambu, Shaka, Shamali, Kusha, Kroncha, Gomeda, or Plakka, and Pushkara. The planets are called Deepas, Dvipas. Outer space is like an ocean of air, just as there are islands in the watery ocean. These planets in the ocean of space are called Dvipas, or islands in outer space. There are 9 khandas known as Bharata, Kinara, Hari, Kuru, Hiranmaya, Ramyaka, Ilavrita, Bhadrasva, and Ketumal. These are different parts of Jambudvip. A valley between 2 mountains is called a Khanda, or Varsha. Sarvatra Prakasha Tara Bhakte Shukadite Jagatera Adharma Nashi Dharma Stapite. The Lord is situated in all the universes in different forms just to please his devotees. Thus the Lord destroys irreligious principles and establishes religious principles. In the material world, the Lord is situated in different archamurtis, deities, in the temples just to increase the material activities of the conditioned soul and increase his spiritual activities. Particularly in India, there are many temples throughout the country. Devotees may take advantage of them and go see the Lord at Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan, Prayag, Mathura, Hardwar, and Vishnu Kanchi. When the devotees travel to these places and see the Lord, they become very happy in devotional service. Iharamadye karohoy avatareg ganan jache Vishnu trivikrama nishinga vamana. Of these forms, some are considered incarnations. Examples are Lord Vishnu, Lord Trivikram, Lord Nishinga, and Lord Vamana. Astra Driti Bed, Nama Bedara Kanana, Chakraridhanana Beda, Shuna Sanatana. My dear Sanatan, just hear from me as I tell you how the different Vishnu Murtis hold their weapons or hold the objects in their hands, beginning with the disc, and how they are named differently according to the placement of the objects in their hands or the weapons in their hands. Dakinado hasta hoite vamanada paryanta chakradi astradhanana gananara anta. The procedure for counting begins with the lower right hand and goes to the upper right hand, the upper left hand, and the lower left hand. Lord Vishnu is named according to the order of the weapons he holds in his hands. So not all the objects are weapons, because there's also lotus flower and let's see. He holds a lotus flower and a conch shell. So in addition to the disc, the disc which is a weapon, and the club which is a weapon. The procedure for counting begins with the lower right hand and goes to the upper right hand, upper left hand, and the lower left hand. Lord Vishnu is named according to the order of the weapons he holds in his hand. So we're talking about the different Vishnu forms that are found in in different parts of the universe, we could say. Siddhartha Samhita Kore Chabisha Murti Ganan Taramate Kohe Age Chakradidaran. According to the Siddhartha Samhita, there are 24 forms of Lord Vishnu. First I shall describe, according to the opinion of that book, the location of the weapons beginning with the disc. Vasudeva Gada Shankar Chakra Padmadar Shankarshana Gada Shankar Padma Chakrakar. In his lower right hand, Lord Vasudeva holds a club. In the upper right hand, a conch shell. In the lower left hand, a disc. And in the lower left hand, a lotus flower. In his lower right hand, Shankarshan holds a club. In his upper right hand, a conch shell. In his upper left hand, a lotus flower. And in his lower left hand, a disc. Pradyumna Chakra Shanga Gara Padmadar Aniruddha Chakra Gara Shanga Padmakar. Pradyumna holds the disc, conch, club, and lotus. Aniruddha holds the disc, club, conch, and lotus. We're going from, as it was said before, we're going in the order of the lower right hand, then the upper right hand, the upper left hand, and the lower left hand. So lower right hand, upper left hand, and lower left hand. Parabhyome Vasudevari Nija Nija Astradar Taramata Kohije Sab Astrakar. Thus in the spiritual sky the expansions headed by Vasudeva hold weapons in their own respective order. I am repeating the opinion of the Siddhartha Samhita in describing them. Sri Keshava Padma Shanka Chakra Gadadhar Narayana Shanka Padma Gada Chakradhar. Lord Keshava holds the lotus, conch, disc, and club. Lord Narayan holds the conch, lotus, club, and disc. Sri Madhava Gada Chakra Shanka Padmakar. Sri Govinda Chakra Gada Padma Shankadhar. Lord Madhava holds the club, disc, conch, and lotus. Lord Govinda holds the disc, club, lotus, and conch. Vishnumurti Gada Padma Shanka Chakrakar. Madhusudana Chakra Shanka Padma Gadadhar. Lord Vishnu holds the club, lotus, conch, and disc. Lord Madhusudana holds the disc, conch, lotus, and club. Trivikrama Padmagara Chakra Shankakar. Sri Vamana Shanka Chakra Gara Padmadar. Lord Trivikram holds the lotus, club, disc, and conch. Lord Vamana holds the conch, disc, club, and lotus. Sridhar Padma Chakra Gara Shankakar. Rishikesha Gara Chakra Padma Shankadhar. Lord Sridhar holds the lotus, disc, club, and conch. Lord Rishikesha holds the club, disc, lotus, and conch. Padmanabha Shanka Padma Chakra Gadakar. Damodara Padma Chakra Gara Shankadhar. Lord Padmanabha holds the conch, lotus, disc, and club. Lord Damodar holds the lotus, disc, club, and conch. Purushottama Chakra Padma Shankha Gadadhar Sri Achyuta Gadapadma Chakra Shankadhar. Lord Purushottama holds the disc, lotus, conch, and club. Lord Achyuta holds the club, lotus, disc, and conch. Sri Nishinga Chakra Padma Gada Shankadhar Janardana Padma Chakra Shankha Gadadkar. Lord Nishinga holds the disc, lotus, conch, Lord Nishinga holds the disc, lotus, club, and conch. Lord Janardan holds the lotus, disc, conch, and club. Sri Hari Shankha Chakra Padma Gadakar Sri Krishna Shankha Gada Padma Chakrakar. Sri Hari holds the conch, disc, lotus, and club. Lord Sri Krishna holds the conch, club, lotus, and disc. Adhokshaja Padmagara Shankha Chakrakar Upendra Shankha Gada Chakra Padmakar. Lord Adhokshaja holds the lotus, club, conch, and disc. Lord Upendra holds the conch, club, disc, and lotus. Ayashirsha Pancharatre Kohe Solajan Taramate Kohi Ebe Chakradi Naran. According to the Hayashirsha Pancharatra, there are 16 personalities. I shall now describe the opinion of how they hold the weapons. Keshava Bede Padma Shankha Gada Chakradhar Madhava Bede Chakra Gada Shankha Padmakar. Keshava is described differently as holding the lotus, conch, club, and disc, and Madhava is described as holding the disc, club, conch, and lotus in his hands. Narayana Bede Nana Astra Bedadar Ityadika Beda E Saba Astrakar. According to the Hayashirsha Pancharatra, Narayan and others are also presented differently as holding the weapons in different hands. Swayam Bhagavanar Lila Purushottama Edui Namadare Brajendra Nandan Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, indicated as the son of Maharaj Nanda, has two names. One is Swayam Bhagavan and the other is Lila Purushottama. Purer Avarana Rupe Purer Nabadeshe Nava Vyuha Rupe Nava Murti Parakashe. Lord Krishna personally surrounds Dwarkapuri as its protector. In different parts of the city, in 9 places, he expands in 9 different forms. Chadvaro Vasudevadya Narayana Nishingako Hayagriva Mahakrodo Brahmacheti Navoditaha. The 9 personalities mentioned as Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Narayana, Nishinga, Hayagriva, Varaha, and Brahma. Prakash Vilasar E Koilum Vivaran Swam Shara Beda Ebe Shuna Sanatan. I've already described the pastime and Prakash forms. Now please hear about the different personal expansions. Shankarshan Matsyadika Duibedatara Shankarshana Purushotavatara Bhavatara Ara. The first personal expansion is Shankarshan, and the others are incarnations, like the fish incarnation. Like the first personal expansion is Shankarshan, and the others are incarnations, like the fish incarnation. Shankarshana is an expansion of the Purusha or Vishnu. The incarnations, such as Matsya, the fish incarnation, appear in different yugas for specific pastimes. Avatar hoy Krishnara Shadvida Prakar Purusha Avatara Ek Lila Avatara Ar. There are 6 types of incarnations, avatars of Krishna. One includes the incarnations of Vishnu, Purusha avatars, and another includes the incarnations meant for the performance of pastimes, Lila avatars. Gunavatara Ara, Manvantaravatar, Yugavatara Ara, Shaktyavesh There are incarnations that control the material qualities. Gunavatars, incarnations who appear during the reign of each Manu. Manvantara avatars, incarnations in different millenniums. Yuga avatars, and incarnations of empowered living entities, Shaktyavesh avatars. Balya Poganda Hoy Vigrahara Dharma Eta Rupe Lila Koran Brajendra Nandana. Childhood and boyhood are the typical ages of the deity. Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, performs his pastimes as a child and as a boy. Ananda Avatar Krishnera Nahika Ganan Shaka Chandra Nyaya Kori Digdarashan. There are innumerable incarnations of Krishna, and there is no possibility of counting them. We can simply indicate them by giving the example of the moon and the branches of a tree. Although the moon appears to be located in the branches of a tree, it is actually situated very far away. Similarly, none of the avatars or incarnations of Lord Krishna are within the material world, but they are visible by the causeless mercy of the Lord. We should not consider them to belong to the material world, as stated by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti mamudha manoshim tanamashritam param bhavam ajananto mamabhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Avatars descend of their own free will, and although they may act like ordinary human beings, they do not belong to the material world. Lord Krishna and his avatars can be understood only by the grace of the Lord. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo Na Medaya Na Bahuna Shrutena Yam Evaisha Vrinute Tena Labhyas Tasyaisha Atma Vibrinute tanum swam. The Supreme Lord is not obtained by means of expert explanations, vast intelligence, or even much hearing. He is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. To such a person, he manifests his own form. Atapi te deva padmanabu, atapi te deva padmanam bhuja dvaya, prashada leshanu grihita evahi, janati tattvam bhagavan mahimna, nachanya ekopi chiram vichinvan. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue studying the Vedas for many years. Avatara I asangyeya hares tita nider dvijaha yatha vidashina koyam surasashu sahas ratasha. Avatara iya sankyeya harer sattva nider dvijaha yatha vidasina kuya sarasa shu sahasrashaha. O learned Brahman, just as hundreds and thousands of small rivulets issue from great reservoirs of water, innumerable incarnations flow from Sri Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the reservoir of all power. Pratamer Hare, Pratamer Kore Krishna Purusha Avatar, Saita Purusha Hoy, Tri Vida Prakar. In the beginning, Krishna incarnates himself as the Purusha avatars or Vishnu incarnations. These are of three types. Vishnu's tu trini rupani purusha yan yato vidu ekam tu mahatash shrastri dvitiyam te ananda samstitam Tritiyam sarva bhutastam tanu gyatva vimuchyate. Vishnu has three forms called Purushas. The first, Mahavishnu, is the creator of the local material energy. Vishnu has three forms called Purushas. The first, Mahavishnu, is the creator of the total material energy, Mahat. The second is Garbhodakshayi, who is situated within each universe. And the third is Shirodakashayi, who lives in the heart of every living being. He who knows these three becomes liberated from the clutches of Maya. So Vishnu has three forms called Purushas. The first, Mahavishnu, is the creator of the total material energy, Mahat. The second is Garbhodakshayi, who is situated within each universe. And the third is Shirodakshi, who lives in the heart of every living being. He who knows these three becomes liberated from the clutches of Maya. Ananda Shakti Madhye Krishna Ratina Shakti Pradhan Isha Shakti Jnana Shakti Krishna Shakti Nam. Krishna has unlimited potencies, out of which three are chief. Willpower, the power of knowledge, and the creative energy. So Krishna has unlimited potencies, out of which three are chief. Willpower, the power of knowledge, and creative energy. Icha Shakti Pradana Krishna Ichaya Sarvakarta Jnana Shakti Pradana Vasudeva Adhishtata. The predominator of the willing potency is Lord Krishna, for by his supreme will everything comes into existence. In willing, there is a need for knowledge, and that knowledge is expressed through Vasudeva. Icha Jnana Kriya Mina Nahoy Srijan Tinara Tina Shakti Meli Prapansha Vamana. There is no possibility of creation without thinking, feeling, willing, knowledge, and activity. There's no possibility of creation without thinking, feeling, willing, knowledge, and activity. The combination of the supreme will, knowledge, and action brings about the cosmic manifestation. ¿Cuándo abren estas cortinas?
Ya va a estar listo. Ya lo retiro.
Kriya Shakti Pradana Shankarshana Balaram Prakrita Shrishti Korana Nirman. Están cerradas todas las clases.
Ya la voy a abrir.
¿Ah?
Ya la voy a abrir. Ah.
Okay, yeah. Ichajnana Kriyabina Nahoy Srijan Tina Shakti Medi Prapansha Rachan. There is no possibility of creation without thinking, feeling, willing, knowledge, and activity. The combination of the supreme will, knowledge, and action brings about the cosmic manifestation. Kriya Shakti Pradana Shankarshana Balaram Prakrita Shrishti Korana Nirman. Lord Shankarshan is Lord Balaram. Being the predominator of the creative energy, he creates both the material and the spiritual world. Ahankarar Adhishtata Krishnara Ichai Goloka Vaikunta Shriji Chid Shakti Dvarai. The original Shankarshan, Lord Balaram, is the cause of both the material and the spiritual creation. He is the predominating deity of egotism, and by the will of Krishna and the power of the spiritual energy, he creates the spiritual world, which consists of the planet Goloka Vrindavan and the Vaikuntha planets. That original Shankarshan, Lord Balaram, is the cause of both the material and spiritual creation. He is the predominating deity of egotism, and by the will of Krishna and the power of the spiritual energy, he creates the spiritual world, which consists of the planet Goloka Vrindavan and the Vaikuntha planets. Jajapi Asrija Nitya Chid Shakti Vilas Tatapi Shankarshana Ichai Tahara Prakash. Although there is no question of creation as far as the spiritual world is concerned, the spiritual world is nonetheless manifested by the supreme will of Shankarshan. The spiritual world is the abode of the pastimes of the eternal spiritual energy. Sahasrapatram Kamalam Gokulakyam Mahatpadam Tad Karnikaram Tad Damas Tad Anantamsha Sambaram. Sahasrapatram Kamalam Gokulakyam Mahatpadam Tad Karnikaram Tad Dhamma Tad Anantamsha Sambhavam. Gokula, the supreme abode and planet, appears like a lotus flower that has 1,000 petals. The world of that lotus is the abode of the Supreme Lord Krishna. This lotus-shaped supreme abode is created by the will of Lord Ananta. Mayadware Shriciteho Brahmanaderagan Jadarupa Prakriti Nahe Brahmandakaran. By the agency of the material energy, the same Lord Shankarshan creates all the universes. The dull material energy, known in modern language as nature, is not the cause of the material universe. Jada hoite shrishti nahe Ishvara Shakti bine tahate Shankarshana kore Shaktira adane. Without the Supreme Personality of Godhead's energy, dull matter cannot create the cosmic manifestation. Its power does not arise from the material energy itself, but is endowed by Shankarshan. Jada hoite shristinahe Ishwaran Shakti bine tahate Shankarshana kore Shaktire adane. Without the Supreme Personality of Godhead's energy, dull matter cannot create the cosmic manifestation. Its power does not arise from the material energy itself, but it is endowed by Shankarshan. Ishvarer Shakti Shrishti Koraye Prakriti Loha Jena Agni Shakti Paya Daha Shakti. Dull matter alone cannot create anything. The material energy produces a creation by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From itself, iron itself has no power to burn, but when iron is placed in fire, it is empowered to burn. Dull matter alone cannot create anything. The material energy produces a creation by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Okay. Eto I Vishvasya Cha Bija Yoni Ramo Makunda Purusha Pradhanam. Ani Anviya Bhuteshu Vilakshanasya Jnanasya Sheshata Imo Purano. Balaram and Krishna are the original, efficient, and material causes of the material world. As Mahavishnu and the total energy, they enter into the material elements and create the diversities by multi-energies. Thus they are the cause of all causes. Mayatita Paravyome Sabar Avastan Vishve Avatari Dore Avataranam. All the expansions of Lord Krishna are actually residents of the spiritual world. But when they descend into the material world, they are called incarnations or avatars. Semaya Avalokite Sri Shankarshan Purusha Rupe Avatirna Hoila Pratama. Semaya Avalokite Sri Shankarshan Purusha Rupe Avatirna Hoila Pratama, to glance over that material energy and empower her. Lord Shankarshan first incarnates as Lord Mahavishnu. Jagrihe Purusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahad Adibi Sambhutam Shodasha Kalam Adoloka Sisrikshaya. In the beginning of the creation, the Lord expanded himself in the form of the Purusha incarnation, accompanied by all the ingredients of material creation. First, he created the 16 principal energies suitable for creation. This was the purpose of manifesting the material universes. Adyovatara Purusha Parasya Kala Svabhava Sad Asol Manascha Dravyam Vikaro Guna Indriyani Virat Swarat Stan Stasnud Charishnubhava Bhumnaha Adyovatara Purusha Parasya Kala Svabhava Sadasan Manascha Dravyam Vikaro Guna Indriyani Virat Swarat Stasnu Charishnu Bhumnaha Karana Vishayi Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Karanabdishayi Vishnu, Mahavishnu is the first incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and he is the master of eternal time, space, cause, and effect. The mind, the elements, the material ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the universal form of the Lord, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and the sum total of all living beings, both moving and non-moving. Shri Purusha Virajate Karana Shayana Karanabdi Shayi Nama Jagat Karana. The original personality of Godhead named Shankarshan first lies down in the river Viraja, which serves as a border between the material and the spiritual world, as Karanabdi Shayi Vishnu. He is the original cause of the material creation. So Karanabdi Shayi Vishnu is another name for Mahavishnu. Karanabdi Pare Mayara Nitya Avastiti Virajara Pare Parabhyome Nahigati. The Viraja, or causal ocean, is the border between the spiritual and the material world. The material energy is situated on one shore of the ocean, and it cannot enter into the other shore, which is the spiritual sky. Pravartate yatra rajastamastayo sattvam cha mishram nacha kala vikramaha na yatra maya kim utapare harer anuvrata yatra surarchita. In the spiritual world, there is neither the mode of passion, the mode of ignorance, nor a mixture of both, nor is there adulterated goodness, the influence of time or Maya herself. Only the pure devotees of the Lord, who are worshipped both by demigods and by demons, reside in the spiritual world as the Lord's associates. In the spiritual world, there is neither the mode of passion, the mode of ignorance, nor a mixture of both, nor is there adulterated goodness, the influence of time, or Maya herself. Only the pure devotees of the Lord who are worshipped both by demigods and by demons reside in the spiritual world as the Lord's associates. Mayara J. Dui Briti, Maya Ara Pradhan, Maya Nimita Hetu, Vishvara Upadana Pradhan. Maya has two functions. One is called Maya and the other is called Pradhan. Maya refers to the efficient cause, and Pradhan refers to the ingredients that create the cosmic manifestation. Se Purusha Maya Pane Kore Avadan Prakriti Shobita Kore Se Purusha Maya Pane Kore Avadan Prakriti Kobita Kore Kore Viryara Adan. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead glances over the material energy, she becomes agitated. At that time, the Lord injects the original semen of the living entities. Svanga Vishesha Basa Rupe Prakriti Sparshan Jiva Rupa Bijatate Koila Samarpan. To impregnate with the seeds of the living entities, the Lord Himself does not directly touch the material energy, but by His specific functional expansion, He touches the material energy, and thus the living entities, who are His parts and parcels, are impregnated into material nature. So it says, Lord doesn't touch the material energy, but by His specific functional expansions, He touches the material energy, and thus the living entities, who are His parts and parcels, are impregnated into the material nature. So the expansion of the Lord that touches the material energy and impregnates the living entities into the material world, that is His glance, when He glances. And that glance becomes personified as Rudra, or as Lord Shiva. Shambhu, we'll say. And Shambhu, Lord Shiva, he carries the glance of the Lord, and thus the material creation takes place of the Lord's glance. Daivat Shubhita Dharminyam Svashyam Yono Parapuman Arata Viryams Sasuta Mahatatvam Hiranmayam. At a time beyond memory, after agitating the material nature into three qualities, the Supreme Personality of Godhead placed the semen of innumerable living entities within the womb of that material nature. Thus, material nature gave birth to the total material energy, known as the Hiranmaya Mahatattva, the original symbolic representation of the cosmic manifestation. Kalavritya tu mayayam gunamayam adoksha jaha purushen atma bhutena viryam adata viryavan. In due course of time, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavaikuntanath, by the agency of a further expansion of his personal self, Mahavishnu, placed the seed of the living entities within the womb of material nature. Tabe Mahat Tattva Hoite Vivida Ahankar Ja Hoite Deva Tendriya Bhutera Prachar. First, the total material energy is manifested, and from this arise the three modes of egotism, which are the original sources from which all demigods, controlling deities, senses and material elements expand. First, the total material energy is manifested, and from this arise the three types of egotism, which are the original sources from which all demigods, controlling deities, senses and material elements expand. Sarvatattva mili Srijila Brahmandaragan Ananta Brahmandatara Nahika Ganan. Combining all the material elements, the Supreme Lord created all the universes. These universes are unlimited in number. There is no possibility of counting them. Iho Mahat Shrasta Purusha Mahavishnunam Ananda Brahmandatara Loma Kupedam. The first form of Lord Vishnu is called Mahavishnu. He is the original creator of the total material energy. The innumerable universes emanate from the pores of his body. The first form of Lord Vishnu is called Mahavishnu. He is the original creator of the total material energy. The innumerable universes emanate from the pores of his body. Gabakshe Udiya Jaiche Renu Ashiva Jai Purusha Nishvasa Saha Brahmanda Bahirai. These universes are understood to be floating in the air that Mahavishnu exhales. They are like atomic particles that float in sunshine and pass through the holes of a screen. All these universes are thus created by the exhalation of Mahavishnu, and when Mahavishnu inhales, they re-enter his body. The unlimited opulences of Mahavishnu are completely beyond the material conception, beyond material conception. Yashaika nishvasita kalam atavalambya jivanti loma vilagya jagadandanataha vishnur mahan cha ishakarchita. No, pardon. Yashaika nishvasita kalam atavalamya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanataha vishnur mahan sa iha yasha kala vishesho govindamari parusham tamaham bhajami. The Brahmas and other lords of the mundane worlds appear from the pores of Mahavishnu and remain alive for the duration of his one exhalation, one breath. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom Mahavishnu is a portion of a plenary portion. Samasta Brahmanda Ganer Eho Antarjami Karanabdi Shayi Saha Jagatera Swami. Mahavishnu is the super soul of all the universes, lying on the causal ocean. He is the master of all material worlds. Aita Kohilun Pratama Purushera Tattva Dutiya Purushera Ebe Shunaha Mahatva. I have thus explained the truth of the first personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu. I shall now explain the glories of the second personality of Godhead, which will be Garbhodakshay Vishnu. So I'm going to stop here. We've heard the glories of Mahavishnu. Tomorrow continue with the description of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Janavaya. Hare Hare Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Hare Nama Krishna Jaravaya Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Srimadi Sudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jai Te Vijnana Shavishta Puran Jai Gosai Jarmi Sabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagram Tadar Charana Devi Tadar Charana Tadar Charana Janame more abilas Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame more abilas Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan Harinam Sankirtana Gohe Narottamodam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara, Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Garanga Gandharvika Gurudari Joki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehru Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Chariyashta Tara Sadashi Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charya Ashtatara Sadashi Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarva Bhoma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanaga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunashi Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Anandakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sripad Bhakti Sripad Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.
Jai Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj Ki Jai.